Welcome in to the SFLm here in season 11 as the Philadelphia Cougars travel westward to San Jose, California to take on the San Jose Flight. I'm your play-by-play commentator for this game, Colin Northup, and joining me in the broadcast booth is John Campbell. Hi, John.
Good evening, Colin. It's an absolute pleasure to be here as we hit this last week before the mid-season break of the SFLm. We've got a 2-2 Cougars team looking to rebuild some of that momentum that they had going early in the season. While on the other side of the coin, our host San Jose Flight, our defending SFLm champions, are looking to continue building on a strong aerial assault that they've had going all season.
Back Brady White. Mike Smizniak on the other side for Philly. Should be a lot of footballs in the sky for both teams, and Philadelphia will receive the football first by winning the toss of the coin. Should be an exciting one.
Look for an aggressive return here. Philadelphia has been going all season trying to start these drives at least the 30, and that's when they've been having the most success.
The kickoff is a foot, and we are underway to return up the middle field across the 30-yard line down to the 31 as well. They'll mark it down. And Philadelphia will take over. Mike Smizniak, number 4, the quarterback. Jesse Fritz, the running back. One of 2 rostered by Philly. They'll start a 1st and 10 under center. One tight end to one side. One receiver each side. Smizniak, quick drop, will throw, and it's complete. And turning upfield is Victor Rojas. Will gain about 11 yards.
Rojas is the star of this Philadelphia wide receiver core. He was excellent last year for the San Jose Flight, so he's looking to take it to his old team and show them that he's still got what it takes to be the best receiver on the field any given night.
Haas is joined out there by Queen Jackson, Ledem McBrownski, as well as Dallas Sanders. Tony Zoma is the other tight end. Fritz gets the carry and will pick up about 4 yards. Up front blocking for Philadelphia, Duke LaRue at guard and Al Freeman at left tackle.
They've also got, making their debut tonight, tight end Locke Johnson, who's going to be out there absolutely baking on the line. Look for this giant of a tight end to really dominate on the trenches.
And this run will set up a 3rd and 3 up front for San Jose. Frodo Leggins, Dave Wolf are the defensive ends. The Brickashaw Mullenau is the tackle. Isaac Faison is the inside linebacker. Jesus Smith and Louis Kodudi Jr. are the linebacking core. As Smizniak throws, it's complete for the 1st down. That's Rojas again, down inside the 30.
Just feasting outside the numbers. This is what Rojas loves to do. These blasted lines straight up, and he makes that contact, fights for it early, and gets the yards by just being bigger and faster than the guy defending him.
Safeties are Cletus Youngblood, Ramir Snoddy. The corner is Andre Pope. So that secondary will have its hands full as Fritz picks up about 11 up the middle on a run on 1st down, John.
Jesse, the fresh Prince, doing just absolute work in the middle of the field. And you see the San Jose defender here, Jesus Smith, having to run all the way back from that pressure, but he still makes the play, unfortunately, after the 1st down.
It'll be a 1st down as we approach 7:40 to go in the opening frame. Philadelphia, first possession, they moved the ball efficiently. Smizniak is under the center. Will turn, give to Weatherson, the 4th, who picks up about 6 yards to make it, 2nd and 4.
Spinorama turning what would have been maybe a 1-yard gain into a solid 6 by Smithers Withers.
That's going on the all-name team up in the majors, whoever picks them up. That'll be really fun to say. Fritz gets the carry, and the Fresh Prince of Philadelphia has himself a first down.
Fantastic run to not be afraid of the contact and push for that extra yard. Could have easily gone down for an 8-yard gain and instead demands that first down.
The 1st and 10. Give to Witherson again. He only picks up 1 yard as Thomas brings him down for San Jose to make it a 2nd and 9 situation here, John.
It's in the red zone, so Philadelphia could still be aggressive here in the air, but they're not going to be able to throw these 30-yard bombs that Skimizniak likes. They're going to have to get involved with some short passing routes, maybe some mesh or a drag concept. Here is some motion from Dane Johnson.
And Johnson out there throws his big self in front of the defender, and it will net a 3rd and 4 situation.
And that's what you want to see from that big-bodied tight end, just throwing defenders on the floor so that whether it's Witherson, Fritz, or even if Jackson gets involved in those running plays, they're always making that forward progress.
Back to throw, he'll scramble up the middle, he has a first down, he slides down at about the 1 yard line, it'll be 1st and goal. Unexpected mobility from a guy known more for his right arm. It'll be 1st and goal Cougars.
He saw the hole and he took it, but wisely takes the slide. You have a 1st and goal to go now, so you don't have to absolutely crack your back trying to get into the end zone. Take yourself with multiple plays to get the setup you want.
1st and goal. This will be a pass to the end zone. Easy as you please. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Rojas with the touchdown catch.
Absolutely great route by Rojas to go out, find the hole in the zone, and turn around right so Skimizniak can get the ball right there.
Easy as you please, and Philadelphia easily moves down the field, and they score the 1st touchdown of the ball game. Kicking duties are handled by Sophia Peaches, who plays in the majors with the Fort Worth Toros. She boots it up and through 11 plays, 69 yards, 4 minutes and 44 seconds taken off the clock. And Rojas has his 1st receiving touchdown of the year.
And if that's what we're going to see out of Philadelphia tonight, San Jose is going to have a hard time containing them. Obviously, it's the first drive of the game. It's scripted, so you have everything kind of planned out in advance. The question is, can Philadelphia find a way to build on that plan? Keep getting Rojas involved in the air and Jensen involved in blocking on the ground.
Returned up to the 32 by Shelton, and we get to see Brady White, who is definitely one of the stars here for this team. There's a big reason why they won the championship. Rayshawn Williams plays against his former team. He's the running back number 32.
You also have Jamar Shelton, the wide receiver, who does a lot of return duties and is a fantastic weapon in the air. Also played for Philadelphia last year.
We'll start with a Brady White throw, and he tops it wide open, and running down the field is Texas Era, all the way down inside the 15. Just a complete bust by Philadelphia.
Aiden Texera finding that beautiful route. Again, outside the numbers. It looks like these defenses are really focused on stopping the ball in the middle, and these wide receivers are feasting on the open outside coverage.
Jimmy Wint is the other wide receiver, along with Shelton and Texahara. Gulagor Khan and Robert Henson Jr. are the tight ends. Landon Olheim and Jack Big Boss are the offensive linemen for San Jose. Turn, give up the middle. This is Williams, and he will pick up about, no, that's Harleman rather. He'll pick up about 4 yards, make it a 2nd and 6.
This is what San Jose does best, when they're mixing in all their backs and all of their weapons in the air. Williams, Harleman, and Gonzalez are all a threat on the ground, while you have Teixeira, Winton, Shelton absolutely tearing you up in the air as well.
They stopped near the line of scrimmage. No gain called. Tackle made there by number 92 up front for Philadelphia. Shin.
That's Booger McFarland. You may recognize the name, but that's one of their non-contract defensive tackles.
Joining him out there is Harrison Kilgore, brother of Jonathan Kilgore. As White's back to throw, has a clean pocket, throws to the end zone, almost intercepted by Drew Dizzy, the corner out there, and that'll force a field goal attempt from San Jose.
Spectacular coverage by the true rookie Drew Drizzy. Just did some absolute beautiful work to keep the wide receiver completely blanketed with no shot at the score.
Did Altamir is on for the 27-yard attempt. She's with Detroit in the majors, but she's down here getting extra reps. San Jose 6 of 6 on the year and make it a perfect 7 for 7. As the Flight are able to move quickly down the field, John Campbell, but they come away with 3 points instead of a touchdown.
Now you've got that right. They made really effective use of their plays, getting all the way down the field in less than 2 minutes. But ending in 3 is not what you want out of your first drive. Again, we talked about the scripted first drive where you've planned not just your first couple of plays, but pretty much every play you're going through that entire set. And to come away at the end being stuffed at the line with both your backs and your receivers is not going according to game plan.
Sanders returns it up to the 31 of Philadelphia, and that's where they'll start with a 4-point lead. Last time they got a big couple of passes down the field, and ultimately Rojas found the end zone.
That's Sanders down in the Dev League from Oklahoma, and that's what you love to see from these veteran players coming down. They're making an impact on special teams and on the field in offense, and letting guys like Rojas and Brownsky really have their energy reserved for big plays.
Down to the bottom, Rojas, number 17, he's been a big player already. And Schmizniak has to drift a little further. Oh, he somehow completed it out to Rojas, but it'll be for no gain. But it easily could have been a big, big sack as Faison makes the tackle.
Schmizniak being wise to get rid of that ball, but that's still a dangerous play. Rather than getting it out of bounds or getting it to the quick running back right there, he ducks a pass out to Rojas, who thankfully has the wherewithal to make sure he comes down with it for that 0-yard gain.
Schmizniak back to throw. He's going to fire down the field. Catch made! Spectacularly on the play. McBrownsky, number 18, hauls it in. It'll be first down Philadelphia.
And that's his first catch of the game, but look for more of this as he goes on. He's been a favorite weapon for Schmizniak, especially on these big plays like this. He's not necessarily going to get you that, quick catch with a huge yards after. He's open downfield and ready to make the big play in the air.
Be first and 10, other side of the 50. Here's the give to the running back. That's the Roman numeral 4th. And he'll lose a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Jesus Smith, once again, coming in at the line and attacking this Philadelphia run game early. If he can keep this up with the other linebackers out there, Philadelphia's going to have to resort to the air. Thankfully, Schmizniak and his tight end Sanders here are finding ways to make it still work.
Down the seam, and that's where we've seen Philadelphia attack this San Jose team, is the seams. They've been able to find a couple of big plays down there now. I'll be interested to see what adjustments can be made. It'll be first and 10, just short of the 30. Schmizniak changes the play. Everybody getting set. Give to Fritz. Fritz with a nice juke in the hole. Tackle made after a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And this is what it looks like they're doing with Fritz running up the middle and then putting Witherson the 4th on the outside. And so if Fritz can keep beating these San Jose interior linebackers and linemen, we might still see a good mix of plays from Philadelphia as we see once again Witherson trying to cut it to the outside.
He's definitely the smaller back trying to take advantage of his speed. Now set up a 3rd and 3 as we approach under 1 minute to go in this opening frame. Philadelphia in front by 4, but they're looking to add more to the total. Smiziak under center again, single back behind him. This time it's Fritz. They're gonna throw. Blitz from the backside. No, gets home before the ball can be getting rid of. And San Jose with the stop as number 92 for the flight. Coduti Jr. on the sack. Nobody picked him up.
That's a true rookie in Coduti Jr. playing in just his 2nd SFLm game, making an impact there, getting past the single back ace formation where Philadelphia is lined up with extra men on blocking, and Coduti Jr. still finds a way to bring Skamizniak to the turf.
On his way, this will be inside the 10, and it'll bounce out of bounds there. Let's see where they officially mark it.
Gorgeous work by the punter. Looks like it's down at maybe the 3-yard line. This is going to be tough pickings for the flight offense.
Marked it at the 5. Still stuck very deep inside their own territory as the running back sets his heels on the goal line. Brady White turns, gives to that running back. It's Williams sweeping around the end, and he gets to about the 10, so that'll get him 5 yards. 2nd and 5 there for Williams. As we approach the end of quarter number 1, it's been a fairly competitive ball game so far. 7-3 our score. Yes. Philadelphia is out in front. They lead the hometown flight 7-3.
Especially here, pinned so close to their own end zone. Don't be surprised to see San Jose go back to Rashawn Williams. They probably spent this quarter break talking to each other and trying to find where the best holes are in this Philadelphia front 7 that they're attacking.
Issued to this Philadelphia defense after this play as they give it to Williams again, and it takes 2 men to bring him down, but not before he reaches the first down. Shani Odena is the defensive end. Carlos Carter joins him. Harrison Kilgore is the tackle. Inside linebacker is Nick Fargo. Number 53, J.C. Wallace Jr. is the other backer. Throw is knocked away, incomplete. That was Drew Dizzy again. The corner opposite him is Sammy Seatbelt III, Tyler Highfield, Carol Neatfeld Jr., as well as Kevsey Jr. are the safety men back there for Philadelphia.
Just another beautiful piece of coverage by Drew Drizzy. This rookie is doing spectacular work out there, keeping the dangerous San Jose receivers to a pretty quiet night so far.
2nd and 10 as they motion the tight end across, and he resets on the other side of the formation. This will be Brady White throws, complete for the first down on the little post pattern to that very tight end who you saw go in motion. That's Robert Henson Jr.
A dev leaguer down from Detroit, Robert Henson Jr. comes across the field before the snap to draw out the coverage and let him and White sort of get an idea of where that route's going to develop best for a beautiful connection downfield and a first down.
Henson Jr. has had only 1 catch for 12 yards before that one, as that is incomplete. Shelton, the intended receiver, but Highfield was able to knock it away.
And this Philadelphia secondary is having themselves a night. We've talked about Drew Drizzy a couple times already, but here's Highfield, and we've seen Needfelt a couple times out already, making plays on these San Jose receivers.
White turns, gives to Williams, hurdles over 1 man, runs over a second, and gets the first down anyway. Good effort from Williams against his former team as he nets his new team a first down.
And what do you do if you can't go through the air? Why, you give it to your all-star running back in Rashawn Williams, who just leaps over the traffic in front of him and makes sure that San Jose's offense can stay moving forward.
going to be a 1st and 10 as we are now under 9 minutes to go. Motion receiver to the top is Teixeira, who had that big catch on the first drive. Here's to get to Harlem and the other back now. To give Williams a blow, and he picks up 4 yards on the sweep around left tackle.
And like a shark after blood was that Philadelphia outside linebacker Jack Golden chasing the running back all the way across the field to initiate that tackle before Drizzy could come down and finish it.
2nd and 16 lineup with 2 tight ends now to the eye. Here's to get to Williams. Williams finds a small crease, but only nets about 2 yards before Needfield Jr. brings him down.
That little leap looks good when it gets you 10 yards, gets you 8 yards, but when it's only giving you 2, you start to question if it's really worth the risk of leaving the ground like that.
Oh, and a draw, 3rd down, and they almost got it, but Harleman stopped just short. Tyler Highfield, the DC Dragon, down on the Deb team, denies the 1st down for the moment, but San Jose says, no, we think we got it. So the official will take a look under the hood, John Gamble.
That is Detroit defensive coordinator J.W. Hartston is their head coach, and he feels that Harleman got that little extra yard. And by that replay, I'm going to have to agree with him. I think that's a 1st down, and he gets the forward progress necessary to cross the line. But remember, folks, the yellow line, just like the rest of this game, is virtual.
The official said the ruling on the field stands, and the flighter charges timeout, and coaches are short. He cannot believe it. He throws both hands up in disgust, waving at the official, and for the moment it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Yes, they are.
And the head coach is saying that that is the worst angle possible for that review. You just could not see what's going on. But they're still going for it here at 4th and inches because they have faith that their running backs can push them over the line.
Bring in Speedy Gonzalez, the fullback. The big back Williams is in there, and Williams gets the ball, and he easily gets the 1st down and more as he crosses the 35-yard line to about the 33. So that was the right decision there by the coaching staff, even though it cost them a timeout.
You hate to burn a timeout on a failed challenge, but at the end of the day, it gave Rashawn Williams enough time to rest up a little bit, catch his breath, and be ready for that 4th down run.
Give to Harleman, and he grinds forward for about 4 yards.
If you're averaging 4 yards a night, that's enough. If you're asking your veteran guys like Harleman and Gonzalez to just chew up a little bit of clock and a bit of yards on those plays between Williams or between when you're getting good air time to Teixeira and Shelton, that's more than enough. Because now we get Williams back on the field for another massive gain to drive the flight deep into the red zone territory.
For a team that features a bird prominently in their logo, they have stuck by land for large portions of this football game, which is sort of unexpected, I think, if you're Philadelphia, because considering that Brady White is the league's number 2 passer behind Spizniak, thrown to the end zone, knocked away, incomplete. There's Dizzy again. He's having himself an early good night.
And that's exactly right, Colin. I'm pretty sure this Philadelphia defensive coordinator took a look at the field and said, Brady's going to attack the air. We're going to be ready for it. And here we see them dropping back into that soft shell coverage again. They do not want to be beat in the end zone through the air.
Up the middle, Williams surges ahead to about the 10 to set up a 3rd and 5 situation. This is why San Jose has had so much success despite being down by 4, is they put themselves in these manageable situations.
3rd and 5 looks infinitely better than 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. That 1 extra yard lets you have a bit more flexibility in the playbook.
And White is going to dump this up to Harleman, but he's stopped 2 yards short of sticks. Corey Ivy on the stop, the corner, as they ran a little flare pass out there, but it's still stopped 2 yards short of 6, and Ultimare's on for her second field goal attempt, this one at 24. And it's up and good. So the deficit is narrowed to 1, 16 plays, 88 yards, nearly 5 minutes taken off the clock, John Campbell. But once again, they end up with 3 points instead of 7.
And you've got that right. And this is a bit better game management from this flight offense. They were able to attack on the ground, open up some different looks through the air. But again, when they got down to the 20, the 15, and the 10, they just couldn't do what they needed to get over the goal line.
Sanders on the return, but we got a flag down. First penalty of the evening. Ooh, and that one's going to be detrimental to Philadelphia as the official will call clipping on the return. Backs him up to the 14-yard line. So first really big mistake as you see the penalty there.
And the clip doesn't even do anything to prevent the San Jose gunner from getting to Shelton. This is Shelton's uncharacteristically short return, and it's pulled back even further by the penalty, having Philadelphia now starting on their own 14.
By far the worst starting field position for either team. But the Cougars, you know their passing game can be unlocked in a hurry. You get motion from the tight end. Jackson lines up as a tight end, rather. Number 15, Smizniak back to throw. Smizniak down the field. Oh, and the double coverage, and it's incomplete. Beautiful deflection by Youngblood, the safety man back there, as the pass was intended for Rojas.
Cletus Deletus absolutely taking that play out of the book for Philadelphia. The safety has beautiful coverage on Rojas, who has otherwise had an excellent night so far.
It's going to be second and 10. Smizniak will swing it out to Fritz, and Fritz, ooh, he got 2 yards, and he got shoved down to the ground with a forearm. Ouch!
Well, and that's perfect timing on Smizniak to get rid of that ball, because if he holds onto it for a split second later, Dave Wolf is coming right to his weak side and would have slammed him onto the turf.
Seen this a lot from Philadelphia in the past. An empty backfield. First time we've seen it this evening. Smizniak will have to take off and run, but he won't get the first down. He stopped well short of the sticks. It'll be 4th and 5. So the penalty, John Campbell, turns out to be a real killer, and the Cougars will be forced to punt it away. San Jose should get outstanding field position.
Well, and unlike the White that we saw Brady White put together in the first quarter, Smizniak doesn't slide there. So not only is he not getting the first down, he's also giving up his body for a huge hit that, at the end of the day, he probably didn't need to be taking. Let's keep an eye on him moving forward to see if he's moving with any labor and can continue to get the ball out quickly and effectively.
You see the numbers for Teixeira. He had the big reception earlier. 6'3", 220. It'll be first and 10 at the 49. Brady White wearing number 12. As the ball is right on the midfield logo. Here's the get to Williams, stuck behind one of his linemen, but still manages to extract 3 yards out of it. You know, if the Rick meter were here, it would still say lean Philadelphia, because San Jose has not punched it in the end zone as of yet.
But that can turn on a dime. San Jose's put together a couple of good drives, especially the more involved they've been getting Rashawn Williams. But they need to get some better sustain once they hit the red zone. The question is, at this point, at 3rd and 5 on their own 45, or just over the halfway rather, are they even going to hit the red zone in this drive?
They need to get past the 40 for a first down. They'll run a screen to Williams, and it's not going to work. He stopped 2 yards short of 6. So that's the second straight drive that has ended in that screen call, John, and unfortunately for San Jose, they have to punt it right back.
Colin, I was going to say exactly what you just said. It's that same halfback swing screen play that got them 2 yards shy of the first last time. Here they pull it up again, and guess what? It's 2 yards shy of the first.
Philadelphia will take over at their own 16 as Sanders is tackled immediately after fielding the punt. And we've developed into a bit of a stalemate here as the defenses have asserted themselves these last couple drives. It'll be 1st and 10.
As a defense guy myself, I can't say that I'm not loving it. This is exactly what I want to see out of the Flight and Cougars defensive coordinators. These two have prepared relentlessly for this game because they know how much it means for the momentum going into the half point of the season.
And it's deflected away, incomplete. There were 3 navy blue jerseys around the ball. It'll be 2nd and 10 as the clock snapped at 2:56 left.
Jesus Smith showing he's not just a pressure linebacker. He can also drop back into coverage and get his hands in the air to stop that ball from hitting the receiver.
I'll tell you what, these dev guys may not be eligible to be drafted or signed by teams like some of these rookies are, but I tell you what, they impressed me still as knocked away at the line of scrimmage. Big number 98, Dave Wolf, knocked that down.
Wolf's a second-year SFLmer. He was with the New York Gargoyles last year, and that was a team that dominated on defense, and now you see why. Dave Wolf is carrying forward that physical and fast presence down front, making the quarterback sweat every play.
One hand, my goodness, for the 1st down.
Dave Wolf is right on him, taking Skamizniak to the ground, but still gets it through, and Rojas does what Rojas does best and demands that reception.
It'll be 1st down. 35 and counting to go in the 1st half. Philadelphia leading by only 1. As Fritz with a nice spin and will pick up about 9.5. It'll be 2nd and less than 1. You can practically sneeze the ball over the 1st down line.
That's the Fresh Prince reminding the San Jose defense that they have to be wary of the ground attack too. They've been covering Rojas and McBrownski really well, and they need to be taking advantage of this on the Philadelphia sideline and getting Fritz and Witherson into successful positions to run the ball right up the middle.
The 2-minute warning, 7-6 our score. Philadelphia, though, looking to widen their advantage just a little bit.
Philadelphia had that great first drive and have yet to find sustained success since then.
Can this be the hinge point? Give it to Fritz, and he got the 1st down. Didn't need much, but just got enough to get the job done.
And you were right, a sneeze did it. Fritz basically just falls forward with the ball, which is all they needed to get those yards.
1st and 10, 1:36 and counting to go. Philadelphia milking the play clock for all it's worth. It's going to be a sack up the middle as number 98, Dave Wolf, came flying in and just crushed Skamizniak.
Wolf is saying if it's going to be a defensive game, I'm going to take over. Wolf has now dominated this drive every chance he's gotten to. He's busting through that Philadelphia line and making Skamizniak sweat.
We have 2nd and 14. Skamizniak goes! It's intercepted! Returning it back the other way is for San Jose to the 27-yard line. Oh, what a back-breaking mistake there as the defensive back, Janarius Butler, just grabbed it out of the air.
And that's what happens when you get the D ends and the D tackles after the quarterback so often. Skamizniak just makes the pass a little bit sooner than the play can really develop, letting Janarius Butler snag the ball and take it for a good return too. San Jose now gets the ball, knocking on the door of the red zone already.
They'll take over on the Philadelphia 27 as they motion the tight end Henson Jr. across formation. 53 seconds left, 2 timeouts in their back pocket. And White with a 7-step drop and a beauty, complete down to the 5, and they call their second timeout, as they'll be first and goal from just before the 5.
And there's the former Philadelphia Cougar, Jamar Shelton, saying, I know how to eat this defense. I've been doing it in practice for a season already. Get me the ball, coach.
White is now 5 of 9. He's exactly at 100 yards. He's back to throw for 10 to the end zone, but it's deflected away. He was looking for Shelton, who is undoubtedly frustrated. He knows he wants that touchdown very badly.
Just blanketed coverage by J.C. Wallace Jr., the outside linebacker. And these outside linebackers who might be doing more pressure, might be doing more run coverage, here in the red zone really have to make sure that they're stepping their game up every time the ball's coming in the air.
And a bunch out of empty. First time we've seen this look from San Jose. White, quick drop, will throw to the end zone. It's intercepted and tackled on the 1-yard line. So Philadelphia gets a turnover of their own, and the fans cannot believe it. They are going bananas down there.
That is Rondé Barber, also known as Superman. Our good friend DJ Kilgannon in week 2 called an incredible pick that Rondé Barber had. This is back-to-back drives, one for each team, ending with a non-contract interception.
From the 1-yard line, so they have to get out of danger area. This is going to be tricky. They're going to throw it. Oh, it was deflected away. McBrownski, the intended receiver, and Andre, San Jose's lone corner with a nice play on the ball.
The Cougars head coach, Tom Rahman, showing some cojones on that play. Throwing when you are at your own 1 is not what you expect to see from any team in this position.
I don't care if you're in the SFLm or the SFL. You just don't see teams want to throw from the 1-yard line. They want to get off the goal line, but not in Philly's case. Johnson motions across. Here's the give to Fritz, and Fritz almost broke away. He got about 11 or 12 yards, and Philadelphia calls their first timeout.
And that's what putting the big body of Dane the Lock Jensen on the line will do for you. He just goes over and locks up that line to make sure Fritz can taste what he's baking and get those yards.
Well, he knows his role, and he wants to shut the mouth of the opposition, and he certainly did it that time as he motions again. There's Jensen. He's out for a pass. Smizniak looks the other direction. Oh, McBrownski will get forward progress. It'll be about 8 yards, but Philadelphia doesn't seem in too big a hurry.
Oh, I'm sure McBrownski's happy that forward progress counts, because he got knocked back nearly back to the line of scrimmage for the end of that play. But the first 8 yards are all that mattered for him.
Just give to the other running back with Witherspoon, the 4th, and that'll be the end of the first half. 7-6 our score. Philadelphia in front, but John Campbell, it's been an entertaining first half to say the least.
The defenses have shown up and played their hearts out this game. Philadelphia only up by a single point, which, remember, they scored on the first drive. San Jose's defense has done a great job since that drive, keeping Philadelphia out of scoring position. And on the other side of the coin, the Philadelphia defense has been all over Brady White, making sure that he has no time to make the plays that he wants. And in the end of the day, the Flight have just walked away with 2 field goals.
The halftime player is going to be the guy who scored the only touchdown on the reception. Rojas, almost 10 yards per catch if you were to round it up. Uncharacteristically low scoring first half as we will start the second half of play here.
And what success Philadelphia has had through the air, they've had it mostly going to Rojas. So it's not just that score, which was a beautiful score. It's been his dependability all throughout that first half.
And Kickoff is away and return up the middle of the field, 30. Breaking a tackle, and Shelton gets out to the San Jose 43-yard line. Outstanding field position for the flight. Still down by a point and looking for the first touchdown of the day.
And that is exactly how you want to start that half. That's what happens when you put that big-bodied receiver out there for the return. It's hard to bring him down, so he ends up shedding a couple tackles and getting those extra 12 yards, bringing him up to the 43.
From the San Jose 43, they'll start single back offset to the left side. Shelton, the man in motion, across formation. That's an indicator to White, the quarterback. He's under the center, snaps, turns, gives to Williams. And Williams, he had a hole straight up the middle, but for some reason decided to turn eastward. He only netted himself a yard.
The cutback might not have been the way to go there. You're right, Colin. There was a lane right between the hashes to take, but instead Williams tries to get a little too shifty with it and only nets 1 yard.
Here's White. He's going to throw. Oh, he was trying for his receiver, but Barber made a better play on the ball. He had an interception in the first half, and just like that, it's 3rd and 9.
Brady's got to be careful going and attacking this Philadelphia secondary. They have shown that they are hungry from top to bottom, from Drizzy to Barber. Everybody on this Cougar staff wants to get at these balls.
Go trips to the top. White back to throw, has plenty of protection. Fires down the field. Catch is made by Shelton for the first down. What a play.
Ooh, that is some physical receiving to go up and get that ball in the air and to bring it down to his chest and make sure that he comes down to the turf with it. Could have easily coughed that up, but instead San Jose now has the ball at at the Philadelphia 28.
Nate Bell Jr. on the hit. That's got to please one of the co-owners of San Jose, Art Vandelay, who's a wide receiver. The Majors pass for Teixeira, knocked away by Drew Dizzy again.
Whew. And Teixeira was a little frustrated with that pass. You could see them motioning that it wasn't quite where they wanted it. But you have to give props to Drew Drizzy there. That's beautiful coverage by the corner.
Tell you what, if I'm looking for a defensive back to replace a guy in the future, I'm taking a look at this Drizzy kid. He's played really well against a really good wide receiver core. White is back to throw down the middle. Completion is good to Robert Henson Jr. It'll leave 1st and goal.
Ooh, the big tight end from Detroit once again finding that space in the middle and making his Dev League minutes count here in San Jose. That sets up a goal-to-go situation, the first that we've had all night for San Jose. Let's see if they go back to that screen pass or try a little something different after the halftime adjustments.
That zone is where they struggled. They netted 2 field goals as Khan is the man in motion. White to the end zone, touchdown to Shelton. He scores against his former team, and for the first time this evening, San Jose has the lead.
And there you go. Not quite the same as scripting your first drive of the game, but coming out of halftime, they've got the chance to really look at what Philadelphia was putting onto them. And instead of going and attacking on the ground, and what they did was they found a way to get receivers in the holes between the linebackers and the cornerbacks to set up these beautiful 10, 15, 20-yard catches.
Alchemir's extra point is up and good, so 6th place, 58 yards, just a minute 41 taken off the clock, and it's 13-7. So Philadelphia, after leading for most of this ball game, all of a sudden finds themselves trailing for the first time. Kickoff is away. Altmir's kick goes down just before the 5, and Austin Sanders up the middle, and Sanders gets collared down around the 36, and that's where Philadelphia will begin.
And that's what Dallas Sanders wants to see out of himself more often. He wants to be past that 30-yard line on all of these returns. And he's got the talent to do it. He just wasn't having the best first half. maybe this better positioning is going to be what Philadelphia needs to get that momentum back on their side.
Swaggering up under the center. He's got Fritz as the deep back behind him. They got Jensen, the tight end. They motion him over. Queen Jackson's lined up as the other tight end. Smithniak back to throw. Pressure backside. Tipped and incomplete. Looking for McBrowski, but Pope had other ideas as he redirected that ball.
And Andre Pope is out here saying, hey, there's more than one rookie corner on the field tonight. You were saying that Drizzy is going to catch some eyes for SFL teams looking for new secondary players. This whole draft class is full of them. Andre Pope for the San Jose Flight, and we've already talked about Cletus Deletus Youngblood out there. No matter if you need a corner or a safety, you're going to find what you need in this SFLm 11 class.
Butler knocked that one away. And just like that, it's 3rd and 10. I tell you what, these games, they're usually, by the looks of the box scores anyway, John Campbell, very high scoring affairs. But this feels more like a tightly contested major league game to me at this point, as Smithniak is back to throw, fires down the field. Oh, one-handed catch by McBrowski, who's tackled just over the midfield stripe.
This has been just beautiful game planning by Philadelphia's head coach Tom Rahman and San Jose's coach J-Dub Hart. There's just two masterminds on both sidelines who understand what they're going to expect from the opposing team and have thrown together some wonderful game plans.
I tell you, I've been down here a few times in the SFLm in the 4K23 era, and some innovative stuff has come out of this league as it's a loss of 5. Jesus Smith came out the corner and nobody so much just touched him.
And we were singing the praises of his coverage at the end of that last half, but this is what Jesus Smith has really been known for on the San Jose defense. He loves attacking behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 5. 2nd and 15. So long you can't even see the first down marker on the screen. Smithniak back to throw. Throws across his body into double coverage, and ooh, that almost came up snake eyes as Butler almost grabbed his second interception.
Demetrius is hungry back there, and once again we see Smithniak making kind of an ill-advised throw after eating a sack. We want to make sure that when Mike is out there after taking a rough play, he keeps his head on his shoulders and makes the passes he needs.
This time from Wolf, his second sack of the evening, and only 4th and a country mile, and the fans, well, they're loving it if you're San Jose.
There's letting the play develop, and then there's letting the play envelop, and that's what happened there. Smithniak got lost in the sauce trying to read what was going on in the field, and Wolf is just ready to take him down for his first of the half.
4th and 20. Tupa to kick it away. He's been busy, and nice block, and Teixeira is loose. He gets past the 40, and they'll mark him down to the 41. Oh man, if he had broken one more tackle, John, I think he still would have been running.
I mean, I think that's the best return we've seen, whether it's a kick or a punt, all night tonight. What Teixeira did there to shed those tackles, make sure that he stayed on his feet, and drive forward to take it all the way back to his own 41, that's what you love to see on these special teams plays.
Smithers down there, and the backup tailback making the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 41, 6:22 to go in the third. Shelton motioning across formation. Tight splits for these 3 wide receivers. Austin single back is Williams. Brady White back to throw. Brady White in a collapsing pocket, throws, and it's knocked away. Barber again on the deflection of the 2nd down.
These quarterbacks have just been taking a little bit too much time. The head coaches need to get into the headsets and say, get a quick pass off, get a slant, get a hook, get the ball out quicker so that the defense doesn't have the time to adjust and be there every time the ball gets there. Something like that.
A little short post over the middle, and Teixeira is away, and he's brought down by 2 men at the Philadelphia 40-yard line. Teixeira has been quiet on the receiving end. He just exploded there for a big gain.
Especially in a zone coverage scheme like that, these quick little slants, these short posts are going to absolutely feast because you can catch the defenders unaware when they're trying to shift between coverages, and you can gain 10 yards instead.
White nearly sacked through it, incomplete. Looking for number 81 there, and it was just a bit to his inside. It'll be second down.
And that, once again, is Drew Drizzy making sure that his man cannot get the ball.
Second down. And 10. White back to throw. Clean pocket this time. Now it's collapsing around him. He throws back across the middle, and Shelton, the intended receiver. And look who was covering him. It was Drizzy again.
And the Philadelphia linebacker, Golden, is pressuring there. There's open men on the field, and as we saw the pass through the air, there were multiple better looks. It seems like Brady White is trying to force the issue and not take the open man.
White throws off his back foot. He somehow managed to thread it in to Kupla Khan, number 41, the tight end, and that's good enough for San Jose first down.
The first time we've seen White go to the other tight end, and it pays off immensely because there's just a hole in the coverage there where Carroll Needfeld is trying to cover a guy much bigger than him. Strong safeties are strong, but not always big boy tight end strong.
As we approach under 5 minutes to go, San Jose is on the Philadelphia 19-yard line. Turn gets to Williams, his first carry to drive. Williams is loose, down inside the 3 to the 2, and only first and goal.
Most teams are going to tell you to use the run to set up the pass, and San Jose says, we're going to be pass. And just when Philadelphia really sets up that shell back, now Williams has the space to take them down to the 1.5-yard line.
See the numbers for Williams, 76 yards, 36 after contact. That tells you how strong that guy's leg drive's been. It'll be first and goal. They bring in a couple extra linemen. Arleman got buried behind the line of scrimmage. Linebackers came flying in. Fargo, one of them.
Just a full blitz by the linebackers on Philadelphia. They knew what San Jose was thinking after that big successful run, and they were ready to meet Harleman at the line as a unit.
Again, they line up the jumbo fullback in front of the halfback Williams this time, who only gets maybe an inch, is Neatfield Jr. on the tackle there to set up a third and goal.
And now San Jose's been pushed back to about the 3, and the question is, do they go for another quick pass across the middle, or are they going to go for their 4th run in a row here in the offset single back?
We've got a 5-man line across. Shelton, the man in motion, cornerback Drizzy follows. And they're going to pass. It's going to be a quick one to the end zone. Drizzy almost had an interception. Henson Jr., the closest man to the ball, and San Jose once again deep in the Philadelphia red zone. John Campbell will be forced to punt.
Drizzy says, I am not just a threat in the open field, I am a threat in the short field too. This corner has been eating up the receivers, and it doesn't matter if it's the tight ends, the wide receivers, or the running backs. When Drizzy is man-to-man on any of these players, there is not a reception getting them.
Field goal is good. So it's now 16-7 with 3:41 to go in the third. Deficit gets a little more onerous for Philadelphia. There's your vocabulary word of the evening, onerous.
Onerous. I like it.
The key to scoring well on your standardized tests, so says the Rick meter. Return inside the 5 is Austin Sanders. Sanders, nice juke, and gets it up to the 34. So once again, John Campbell, Philadelphia gets outstanding starting field position, but it's not how you start. Lately for Philadelphia, it's been about how they finished, and lately they finished poorly.
That's right, and Sanders can only do so much, right? These returns have looked good, but when you can't get what you need to get done between the 20s, as it were, it's not going to do too much. Philadelphia has to find a way to get back to what worked for them on that first drive of the game. Mix in Fritz and Witherson, but make sure that Rojas and Gromsky are available when they can be.
Fritz will start off on first down. He'll pick up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. I tell you what, first down success for the San Jose defense, John, I think is a big reason why they've been winning.
You know, and 2nd and 6 is a lot more manageable than 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. You're still keeping Philadelphia with as much room as is reasonable, and they're not biting on the fakes like the play actions and the draws.
Witherson gets the carry. He only nets 1 as Thomas just flattened him down to set up a 3rd and 5. Still a manageable 3rd down, John, but all the pressure in the world on Philadelphia right here.
Back-to-back tackles by the second inside linebacker, Thomas, which means that the rest of the defense is funneling those Philadelphia exactly where they want them to.
Here's Smithniak back to throw. He's gonna, no, he didn't take off, and for the 3rd time, it's sack time for Wolf.
Woof, that is a triple bite by the Wolf, and just fighting through the tackle and the guard on the opposite side to bring down Skamizniak, leaving Philadelphia with a must-punt situation.
It's just a backbreaker for Philly when you think about it. Tupa gets it away. Teixeira on the return gets up to the 34. Been a while since we checked in with the Rick meter, and the fine folks with their Bank Michigan issued slide rulers and pocket protectors tell me that momentum is probable for San Jose. They are on future watch to perhaps move it over just 1 more notch in favor of San Jose. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 34. Pitch out to Williams, and Williams, oh, he's loose. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. Needfield chasing him as Barber finally knocks him out of bounds at the Philadelphia 35.
Pulling out every trick from the bag that he's got. Williams is leaping, he's spinning, he's juking, doing everything he can to not just keep San Jose in their winning ways, but to grind down that clock too and make sure that the plays stay alive and that this Philadelphia defense has to stay on the field.
It'll be 1st and 10, and with that big galloping run, he's up over 100 yards. He's sitting at 105. Harlem in the back to give him a blow. White is gonna throw. Down the field, Teixeira, 10-5, touchdown, San Jose!
Just getting behind the man covering him. Teixeira is off to the races as soon as the ball's in his hands. Just hitting the goal.
Just running outside and back over the middle. Tyler Highfield was the closest guy to it, and once he missed the tackle, that's all she wrote. It's 22-7 with 1:36 to go in the 3rd. He's now up over 100 yards. He's sitting at 109 receiving.
109 receiving for Teixeira and just over 100 for Williams on the ground. This is the kind of balanced attack that keeps San Jose in their winning ways. This is how they won the championship last year, and how, so far at least, it looks like they're going to be heading into the halfway point with a very solid 4-1 record.
It's easy to see why they were the champions a year ago, and so far, they have definitely taken defending their crown seriously as Sanders, once again from inside the 5 up the middle, will get tackled down at the 28, and You know, if you're this Philadelphia attack, John, you got to feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, because, you know, if you
You're
know what I
waking
mean.
up to the same thing over and over and over again, and the question is, how are they going to break the cycle? Are they going to attack early with Rojas and McBrown-Sky through the air? Are they going to maybe see if we get these tight ends involved a little bit and see if we see Locke more as a receiver than a blocker?
Well, that's a good start as Rojas on the post pattern behind two people, snags it in with one hand, and you can see why he's so explosive.
He was the player of our half for a reason. That's his second one-handed grab, pulling catches in contact, pulling things in the middle of the field, on the outside of the field. Philadelphia is going to need to get aggressive, and Rojas is going to be the key to that.
And they are going to have to get downfield in a hurry, and that's a good start. Fritz gets this carry. We'll move forward for 3 yards, which I consider that a win, considering some of their first downs, particularly, John, have been less than fruitful.
You ask any running backs coach in the league, and they're going to tell you if my lead back is averaging more than 3 a carry, I'm a happy coach. You want to see the first down every play, obviously, but if you get 3, then you're hitting where your marks are every time. And once again, we see Rojas making the snag for the first down when it counts.
And he ran his route in front of the sticks, which I feel sometimes watching these games, whether it's the majors or here in the minors, you often see receivers don't run their route deep enough. Smithniak is now 12 of 20. He's now 13 of 21 as he goes to Rojas again to pick up 9 yards, and that'll most likely be the last play of the third quarter.
I think you're right. Philadelphia is content to let these quarters hit 0 and go into the quarter with the ball and end this game on their terms.
23-7 San Jose in front. The home fans happy. But Philadelphia looking to narrow the gap ever so slightly. Colin and Northrop. John Campbell here in the broadcast booth. We have Alex West, SFLm commissioner, hanging out with us as well.
Get your 4s in, chat.
We have Jackson in motion. Pretty quiet night from her so far. Sanders is also lined up at tight end. And they will go out to Fritz, and he's met immediately and wrapped up for a loss. Cutty Jr. takes it from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 4 in a matter of 1 play.
The Fretz Prince looking a little overripe on that play. Just got met by the San Jose defender and forced down behind the line of scrimmage.
As we have Smithniak, he's gonna throw, it's gonna be intercepted. That's that linebacker again. He made 2 big plays in a row, steps out of bounds to the 47-yard line, and the Blight are putting vice grips on this game, John.
Woof, the rookie Luis Caduti Jr. making that play felt. He is reading it, helps his man out on the secondary and makes the pick and pushes it forward for a nice little return.
Going to be first down at the 47, Brady White and company. Once they took that 13-7 lead, you could tell that they were like, oh, we've gotten over the hump, and since then it's just been in firm control as Williams gets another 5 yards against his former team to set up 2nd and 5.
And now that the lead's a bit more comfortable, we're going to see even more of Williams and maybe a bit of Harleman. And don't be surprised to even see the sneaky fullback dive out of Speedy Gonzalez when the timing is right.
14 carries, 109 yards, almost 8 yards per carry with a long of 29. They go 2 tight ends on one side. They'll motion one of them out. That's an extra offensive lineman. So they got 2 offensive linemen on the field, including one lined up at fullback. Here is to get to Harleman, and he will make it 3rd and 3 after a pickup of 2.
That's 3rd and incredibly manageable, especially when you're in enemy territory here. This is where San Jose wants to be with 8.5 to go here in the fourth.
Great. Line up with the offensive tackle again. They'll run draw up the middle with Williams. Williams got room, broke one tackle, and before the guy brings him down, that was Wallace Jr., but not before San Jose moves the chains as we approach now under 8 minutes to go.
Shedding that first tackle, shedding the second tackle, needing Junior to come in and finish it after 2 pieces of contact already, just shows you that incredible strength that Williams has.
Now up to 15 carries, 118. He gets him low. Harleman comes in to spell him as the defensive line shifts. They go up the middle, and the Cougars are going to get ground begrudgingly. McFarland limits the damage to only 2.
But what he's not limiting the damage to is the game clock. Philadelphia needs to get this drive stopped so that they can get some offensive work going for them. They are quickly running out of time to make a comeback in this game.
And here is the run up the middle. Williams gets the first down. And Needfield on the stop, and you can tell this Philadelphia team, particularly defensively, John, they've just been on the field an awful lot, particularly in the second half, as they elect to throw the challenge flag now.
I think it might be the same thing we saw San Jose do a little bit earlier. If they win the challenge, that's great. But if you don't win the challenge, it's okay. You want to burn a timeout here and let your rest for a moment anyway. You've been getting chewed up all quarter. So taking a moment of pause here is worth it either way. I think this one might be overturned, though.
Yeah, they might win the challenge here.
He's down behind the chains, it looks like.
Yeah, as appears where the ball was in the left hand, Philadelphia will not be charged a timeout. So the challenge is successful. And all fans aren't happy, but it'll be 3rd and 1 as we approach under 7 to go. And
1 yard isn't even tight. That looks like it's about 6 inches between the line of scrimmage and the goal to go, or the first down.
You could practically sneak it up the middle with how the line's playing it at the moment, but they get to Williams to easily get the first down. Nice spin move as he's up across the 20. Wallace Jr. hopped on Williams' back like he was roping a steer as he just hopped on the back of Williams, John, and he hung on for dear life until he hit the ground.
You can call Williams the laundromat the way that man's spinning all night. He has just not kept these Philadelphia defenders sure where they're going on any one of these plays.
And Brady White under center turns, gifts. This is Harleman now getting a blow. 9 yards. Oh, he almost got a first down.
That's right. He rolls over the defender to get those extra couple of inches. And again, I don't even think this is 1 yard. We're looking at inches to go.
Williams is back in now. Speedy Gonzalez in front of him, number 22 there. And Williams follows Gonzalez down to the 5 to about the 4. It'll be another 1st and goal.
San Jose is clearly not content with the lead that they have because they know that Philadelphia can turn it on at any point. These Cougars are no slouches, so the Flight are not taking their lead for granted, and they are pushing for points here with 6 to go in the 4th.
Blitz being shown. Harleman up the middle on the draw, and it didn't work. There was too much congestion in the middle. Sammy Seatbelt, the 3rd, made sure to clean up the mess.
Absolutely buckling that play up his seatbelt, making sure that nothing happens here.
2nd and goal. 5 men across the front for Philadelphia. 2 tight ends. They're going to give up the middle. Williams, he hurls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, San Jose.
And that is exactly what they needed. That's a drive that chewed minutes off the clock, got Williams a touchdown, and now the lead is going to be a pretty comfortable 23 after this kick.
going to be 30-7.
The extra point is good.
As the extra point is up and good. Almost 4 minutes taken off the clock. And with 5:26 to go, it's 30-7, and that shot there pretty much tells the entire story for Philadelphia.
Goosebusters calling out the announcer's jinx here, as we went into the half calling this game a pretty low-scoring affair with defenses showing out, and San Jose said, not today, and have been guns blazing in the second half.
And Sanders turns it up the middle, gets to the 38. Tell you what, for my first time calling game down the minors for the first time in a while, it's been fun. It's an interesting experience, that's for sure.
It's a mix, and what's great is that you see some young players absolutely standing out making plays, whether it's these SFLm rookies or the dev leaguers who we've seen showing up like Dallas Sanders on these return plays. We are getting to see names and see plays that we don't always get to see in the pros, and that's what makes the minors so special.
It's also special from a coaching standpoint. I'll get to it after this play. It's Smizniak back to throw. Throws a little curl route to Rojas, but it's knocked away easily, incomplete. It's also special from a coaching standpoint, I believe, because you see a lot of experimentation because of the smaller roster sizes.
That's right. You have to get involved with some draw plays that you might not use, maybe risk a swing or a screen that you might not. And then the other side of the coin, though, is that we don't even have named players on the line for a lot of these teams. So you can't use the trap plays and these complex blocking schemes that you see a lot in the pros.
Yes, but you do see a lot of unique positioning things. Like we've seen offensive linemen line up in the backfield. We've seen receivers line up at tight end. We've seen defenders line up all over the place as it's 3rd and 10 as we approach 5:13 to go. Empty backfield set. Smizniak throws down the field. Oh, McBrowski with a spectacular catch, and he was about a shoestring tackle away from perhaps taking it all the way.
And that's the kind of play that McBrowski won Player of the Week on not long ago. So I'm surprised to see Philadelphia not try to force the issue a little bit earlier in the game and get these downfield attacks rolling.
We are now at 4:40 and counting. 30-7 the score. And Jesse Fritz with the ball. Nice spin movement, carry down inside the 15, and here they mesh go on the gas pedal with the hurry of offense. Smizniak back to throw. Throws bottom side. Rojas down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. No market. 1st and goal. It's going to be another quick pass. Smizniak to the end zone. Touchdown, McBrowski.
Smizniak found something that he liked in the defensive coverage and said, we've got time to absolutely chew this drive the way that we want. And they just went back to it and back to it, back to it. Whether it was Rojas or McBrowski, he found his targets, and now Philadelphia has closed that gap just a little bit with 4:14 to go in the game.
Extra point by Sophia Peaches. We'll make it a 30-14 game at 4:14 left. 6 plays, 62 yards, 1 minute, 12 seconds taken off the clock. I'm kind of expecting an onside kick, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kicked it deep. Oh, there looks like they're lining up for the outside. And Peaches. Oh, that didn't go 10 yards, and that's unfortunate because I think Philadelphia recovered the ball.
I think you're right, and the ball just took a funny little bounce and came back to the kicking team, and they touched it too soon.
So we're going to get a re-kick. These are always the re-kicks. And this time it goes right to the San Jose man. As we're going to have San Jose outstanding field position.
And at this point, Philadelphia really needs a turnover to get back in this game. Down 16 points with just over 4 minutes to go. They cannot allow San Jose to chew too much clock, let alone score any more points.
First and 10 to 37. 4:10 to go. White on the draw to Williams. Williams has to fight through traffic and somehow managed to squeeze 2 yards out of the orange before he was brought down.
And that was excellent coverage by this Philadelphia front seven. They were in the backfield, ready for the obvious run by Williams. But Williams is just going beast mode tonight and turned what should have been a 3-yard loss into a 2-yard gain.
I agree with you there. Just an outstanding play. It'll be 2nd and 8. Offset eye, 2 tight ends the same side. Gonzalez in front. Harlem in the back now. Harleman gets the dive going the opposite way. Breaks a tackle and will set up a 3rd and 2 as we approach under 3 minutes to go in this game.
The Philadelphia strong safety Needfeld Jr. once again coming down and making that final stop, coming out of the defensive secondary. This is wonderful play out of the rookie strong safety and exactly the kind of run coverage that you expect out of a signee.
It's going to be a 3rd and 2. So we're now under 3 minutes to go. White using all the play clock like a veteran quarterback. And this young kid is really impressive. I know the backs have been getting the lion's share of work as Williams gets the ball. He's stopped 1 yard short of sticks. Wallace Jr. on the tackle. It'll be 4th and 1.
That's their rookie outside linebacker cutting to the inside to make that tackle for what otherwise would have been another Williams first down. The question is here, do San Jose go for the long field goal or are they happy to punt it out?
No, they're going to try to step on the throat and go for it. Ahead of the 2-minute warning. There's a 2-second difference between the game clock and play clock. They get away. They run the draw to Harleman. Oh, he got stuck behind the lineman. And Wallace Jr. made his 2nd outstanding play in a row. Turnover on downs.
Extremely aggressive play calling. Already up 16 by J-Dub Hart to go for it here. But at the end of the day, it's okay because Philadelphia now at the 2-minute warning has to go down the entire length of the field at least twice.
They're down 30-14, and they line up in an empty backfield as Philadelphia. Smizniak will throw. A penalty flag down, and it looks like somebody was hit before the ball arrived. Yes, that's what the call will be. A defensive pass interference called on San Jose, number 31, as you'll see on the replay here.
That's Adam Archuleta, the strong safety, who's coming in to help back up Cletus Deletus Youngblood. And as you can see, he's not getting a lot of field time, and that's exactly why. There's no reason to make that play so aggressively and give a free first down to Philadelphia, who needs all the help they can get right now.
Ball up just past the 35. Smizniak will throw. Oh, it's intercepted. Oh, he didn't mean to do that, and it's returned out to the Philadelphia 36. Oh, man. Just
James
what they didn't
Whitley.
need. Just a spectacular play by Whitley. McBrownski, the intended receiver. And 2nd turnover by Philadelphia.
Just absolutely incredible use of the too hard defense coverage zone scheme there. It puts the cornerback low and the outside, and so he doesn't need to be tracking a single man. He's watching the ball come out of the quarterback's hand, ready to pounce.
Williams gets the ball, and Philadelphia burns their first time out. So let him a 1-yard gain. Tom Rahman, the Philadelphia head coach, Wasn't real happy with that last result, as you can tell by the chat. JW Harshorn, Goose Busters, Robert Ensign, Jesse Fritz I've seen in chat, among other people here. I've even seen Iggy Turner at one point.
Huge shout out to all of our chatters and anyone else lurking today. We always appreciate all the audience we get here in the SFLm. Please do remember to leave a like on the league grow, both here in the minors and in the pros as well.
There's Williams up the middle. He'll get tackled 3 yards short of sticks. So ultimately, from a Philadelphia standpoint, no harm, no foul in terms of allowing them to get very far. And the punt team will be called on by San Jose. Sean Lindetta up.
It was a good stand for the Philadelphia defense, and that's the kind of thing that you like to see towards the end of what's been kind of a rough game. They've now got something to look at as they head into the bye week and say, what worked in this game? I know it's hard to say what worked in a game that you're down 16 in the fourth, but there were good plays by Philadelphia on both sides of the ball tonight, and they just need to get back to that winning way in any way that they can.
I agree with you. San Jose will be well on to 2 wins in a row, despite having a negative 24-point differential coming in, as that pass is incomplete. Philadelphia, who was in a 3-way tie for the middle of the table with Anchorage and San Diego, will drop to 2 and 3. They've yet to win a road game this year.
They started hot, and just have been cooled down like dry ice. They need to find a way to get all of their weapons involved again so Skamizniak can get that confidence back.
Rojas catches that one for the first down. Hurry up call. Trips to the bottom of the screen. 4 and total. He's back to throw. Goes trip side, and ooh, that ball just got away from him. Austin Sanders, the closest man to the ball. Quick spin around the league innings, and the New York Gargoyles sitting at a very surprising 0-4. Only 65 total points scored this season.
The Gargoyles clearly built their roster with their defense in mind, and the defense has played fairly well, but even with powerhouse running by Dominic Kane and excellent play by their quarterback Hendricks, they just haven't quite got that offensive unit clicking. You're right, and it's shocking to see them still sit at that 0-4 record.
McBrownski now up over the century mark with that catch, as they spiked the ball with 53 seconds left. Of course, they're not the only new expansion team. Birmingham and Anchorage join San Diego. And I tell you what, the Hellhounds have been impressive, particularly at home. They've yet to lose a game in their friendly confines down south.
Well, and that's what having the pedigree of the Goodman family will get you. Last season in the SFLm, we saw beautiful work in the Goodman-to-Goodman connection, and we're seeing the same thing here with Michael Goodman coaching on the sidelines of his quarterback, Jordan.
As the spike again with 39 seconds left. San Jose out here owned by Art Vandelay and Aaron Gooden. I love the Vandelay Industries billboard on the scoreboard there, complete with George Costanza's face. Nice
big play, Art Vandelay.
As Rojas catches that slant over the middle, and you see the numbers for Smisniak. 21 of 37, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions for 276. He'll add more numbers to his league-leading total. And I tell you what, it's hard for quarterbacks to make it from the minors to the majors, but I tell you what, Smisniak has done nothing but put up gaudy numbers for Philly these 2 years he's been in the minors. I love to see him get a shot as Whitley almost got his second interception.
And that's what you love out of Skimizniak. He's still aggressive, even though he's thrown a couple of picks. Mike is still out there putting the ball in the air and trying to get it to McBrownsky and Rojas, who have been his favorite targets.
3rd and 10. Need to get it past the 15 in order to get a first down. Sanders in motion across formation now to make it a 2-by-2. Mizniak throws top side, catch made. Rojas falling forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Philly.
Well, if the score stands, they need to go for 2 here. Getting just 1 point isn't going to get you any good. You need to go for 2 so that you're down 8, and then really quickly get down the field again for another touchdown and 2-point conversion.
168 receiving. And they will do exactly just that. Line up for 2, although they're lined up in the shotgun from the 2-yard line. Smizniak is going to throw to the end zone. Caught by Austin Sanders for the 2. It's now 30-22.
Skimizniak's being aggressive here in the tight spaces, and that's what you want to see. Just finding the space just over the defender's corner. Now we're going to see Philadelphia come up for another onside kick.
Sophia Peachy out again. And oh, she kicked it too short. Or it was touched by Philly first. Yep, that's the ruling here. And San Jose will make them re-kick it, this time from the 25.
Another just awkward bounce after Sophia's kick.
He gets it again. Oh! Philly got it legally! Oh man, they hit a flight guy right there, and Yoder fell on it after the flub.
Todd Yoder diving through that wall of flight and just gets on the ball, giving Philly the possession just shy of their own 40.
You know, Smizniak has a big arm. As he motions Smithers out of the backfield. Back to throw. Throwing to McBrownsky. That's good start. But they're under 10 seconds as Smizniak's crossed the 300-yard mark. Now down to 5 seconds.
When they're playing this spike, they have to get back to the line so much faster. So much game time was chewed off, and now they really only have 1 shot to go 50 yards on the score.
2nd and 10, lined up in Hail Mary formation. Flight are rushing 3 people. Smizniak is going to loft it as far as he can. Over the head of McBrownsky, who is behind the defense, but time is run out. Philadelphia rallies late, but ultimately comes up short, 30-22.
And if you had told me at the end of that we would end up at an 8-point game, I would have asked what kind of future mirror you had. That was an incredible 4th quarter by this Philadelphia Cougars team, but just could not come back as far as they needed.
A spectacular game all around. Williams against his old team goes for 155. So despite 15 4th quarter points, Philadelphia ultimately ends up short. As what ultimately made the difference to me, John Campbell, was that 3rd quarter where San Jose they ran away with it. 17 points, 0 for Philly.
Well, and you're absolutely right. You have to give the game ball to Rashawn. Going up the way that he did in the second half, there in the 3rd, and then sealing the deal in the 4th is what you love to see. But you need to give so much love to this flight defense as well, especially Dave Wolf with that 3-sack game, additional tackle and assist as well. He was making Skimizniak see ghosts out there, which just set up the flight to be in full control of the second half of the game. At least we thought until the 4th.
Pretty crazy game for myself, Colin Northrop, and my broadcast partner for the evening, John Campbell. For SFLm Commissioner Alex West. Thank you all. Good night. The San Jose Flight win over the Philadelphia Cougars. Final score 30-22.